Welcome back to the Jersey Oddcast, where local news meets a little chaos, a whole lot of commentary, and just enough odd to keep things interesting. We're officially back for season 2, and somehow New Jersey didn't get any less weird while we weren't gone. In fact, it may have leaned in. Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and me, Gina Rullo, are here, and we're diving into council updates, school news, road projects, library happenings, police and fire stats, and a few other odd things that once again proves that New Jersey truly comes alive after dark. As always, we're bringing you the headlines you should know, the stories you didn't know you needed, and the conversations that actually matter, all with a Jersey twist. So grab your coffee or something stronger, no judgment here, and let's get into it. Season 2, gentlemen, season 2. Here we go.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, it just goes to show that they'll let anything go on the air these days.
Yeah, and let it. Can you believe a year went by already?
No, I can't. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe we're in season 2 and that people still tune in. So thank you for that.
Yes, thank
We
you.
appreciate it, oddballs. Keep
Although
it up.
we may be some of the last people on earth to still say tune in, but still.
Yeah.
So the year ended weird and the new year is beginning weird. I don't know if you guys saw on the news when we're recording this, but Governor Cody died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we? How old was he?
He was 79, and it's posted on multiple websites, Politico, NJ Globe, New York Post, that he passed away on January 11th.
Okay.
Wow.
79 years old. He was an interesting governor, came in at a different time to
Doubt.
step
little
in,
bit.
step out. Yeah.
He was the one that came in after McGreevey, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, after that whole debacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a weird time, and think about how the town of Hammonton ended. We had a helicopter crash, like the dual helicopter crash, right in someone's backyard.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was awful.
a few significant deaths. Not that all deaths aren't significant, but ones that are news making, if you will. And just a lot happening at the end of the year. And then Hamilton started off its new year with a new mayor.
Like we were on hiatus, and think about it. Any time that like Letterman or Leno or Carson or Colbert or any of them went on a week-long vacation, that's when all of the major news broke.
Yeah.
Always.
So that's
all the time. So this is par for the course. We're going to take a break. The world's going to end. Okay.
Are you saying it's like washing your car and then it rains, basically?
100%. 100%. Yeah.
It's just very strange. But let's dive right into the news from Hamilton with early January of the new mayor. How did that go, Joe? You were at the council meeting.
I was. I am at every council meeting because
you have a lot of self-loathing, I know.
That's just what I do. But town council held their reorganization meeting on January 5th, and there, Steve Fergione was sworn in as mayor by Assemblyman Michael Teresi. They were schoolmates. J.D. Calderon was sworn in as councilman, and he's believed to be the youngest mayor and the youngest council person in the town's history. He was sworn in by Atlantic County Clerk Joe Girallo. Ray Scipione was sworn in by Judge Mike Donio, and incumbent Anthony Marino was sworn in by Atlantic County Commissioner James Bertino. Sam Rodeo was appointed as the deputy mayor. Now, to fill Fergione's unexpired council seat, Sam Rodeo nominated James Matro, which Scipione seconded, and Matro was also sworn in by Teresi. Matro, you may recall, ran in 2024, and he's been on the planning board for a number of years.
What ticket did he run on in 2024?
He ran in Hammonton first in 2024, and he was apparently, I believe, right before the swearing in, Mike Teresi said that he can remember the two of them attending Young Republican Club meetings together at the Women's Civic Club. Mike Belinsky was reappointed as town solicitor, and James Sia of Adams, Raymonds, and Hagen will serve as the town engineer. For the new committee leads, Marino will head up the administration committee. Rene Rodeo will chair business and industry. Scipione will chair education, which makes sense given his years on the school board. All of them will serve on finance as always. Fergione heads up law and order. Sam Rodeo will chair PWTC as he has been. Calderon will chair quality of life, and Matro will take over Fergione on water and sewer. Now, of note in the mayor's ad hoc committee appointments, former councilman Ed Woolerman will serve as advisor to the mayor, though he is listed on the town's website as Town of Hammonton Advocate. That language did not appear in the agenda, nor was that spoken at the meeting. And former mayor Barbara Berenato will lead the town's 250th committee in preparation for the nation's birthday. Also of note, Dan Bachalis, longtime chair of the Hammonton Environmental Commission, was not reappointed as a commissioner, which means that this Wednesday we will be voting on a new one. Steve Carr was reappointed as commissioner, Ryan Nidoba was reappointed as an alternate, and I was moved from alternate to full commissioner.
Are you going to run for chair?
I don't necessarily know how one runs for chair.
Don't you do little signs, vote for Joe?
Yeah,
don't
how's
say
that work?
no?
Maybe get like one of those like hats that like Howard Hill wore in
Yeah.
Music Man. Yeah. I will say that if that happens, I learned how to run a meeting watching Steve DiDonato and Ed Marinelli, and those men knew how to run a meeting. We'll be out in 15 minutes. The next meeting of council, by the way, will be on January 26th.
Sounds like he's running already, doesn't it?
It does. I think he's calling people up. Hey, you're going to vote for me? Hey, I need your vote. Oh, hey. Any other interesting appointments?
The rest of it was fairly boilerplate, nothing that was bizarre and unusual. I went through and I wrote down as many as I could. Leanne Costello is the town auditor again. I think Nick LaGuardia was added as an alternate to Parks and Rec, so that's cool. Yeah.
The prosecutor and the public defender.
Give me just a moment to find that and also understand my handwriting. Prosecutor, I believe, is still Shirley Grasso. Labor attorney again is Stephen Barse. Public defender is Gregory Dina-Shell. And the judge,
They might not have done that this year. That's every 3.
Oh, no, they did that this year. Yeah, because they have to send a letter to the governor because it is a multi-jurisdictional court. And I am having a difficult time finding the resolution for that. The judge is Carl Trepetian, Esquire.
Okay, just curious. Yeah, a lot happening, a lot of different names. It's good. Did Steve do any kind of like state of the town address?
Yeah, he gave a nice address. He laid out his hopes for the town and even quoted Walt Disney about imagination, which was nifty.
I thought you were going to go Walt Whitman, but nope, you didn't disappoint. Walt
Disney. Yeah, it was so, yeah, it went very well. There were no real surprises at the meeting. And on the 26th, we'll get down to the regular meetings and see how this new council does.
How was the reorg attended?
Oh, it was packed. Absolutely packed. Lots of people there. And it was funny, too, because if I were as funny as I think I am, during the second public comment portion, after all the appointments were made, I would have gotten up and addressed mayor and council and just asked for a note of clarification about the environmental commissioner, because during the meetings, it was just said that it was Joe Berenato. Now, also in attendance at the meeting were my cousin Pepe and his father, Joe Peach. So if I was as funny as I think I am, just note of clarification, there are 3 Joe Bernatos here in attendance. Which one are you talking about? Or can we just pass it off based on who's available? But I'm not nearly as humorous as I want to believe.
I think you're a little shy sometimes.
That didn't occur to me until 2 days later when I was driving by Town Hall. I'm like, oh man, that would have been funny.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Mayor Berenato, former Mayor Berenato, has planned for the 250th. I'm very excited about the nation's 250th. So I'm here for it.
It's going to be big.
Barbara, whatever you need, happy to help. Very excited for it.
Yeah. Hopefully big. The mayor, and that's going to take a while to get used to. And it was funny, too, watching the roll call and everything, because Frank Zuber's going to have a hard time getting used to that as well. Because with every roll call, and Mayor Fergione, it's going to take a while. Yeah, he did say that one of the things that he's hoping to accomplish in time for the 4th of July is to have the new monument that they've been talking about for a while at Veterans Park, which I believe is going to have the names of Desert Storm veterans and Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. Having that done in 6 months is ambitious, but we'll see if it happens.
We've been talking about it for about a decade, so.
Yeah, so we might get it done by July 4th of 2026, by the 300.
376.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know. It's just, it's an exciting time. New mayor, new year. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe this is the time that people want to think about moving to Hammonton or anywhere in South Jersey, and they should really call Phil Carr.
That's right. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609-561-0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thanks, Gabe. But I think our friends at the school board did not have as an eventful meeting as the town council did, although Barbara Berenato was also at the school board meeting.
Yes, she was. They held their reorganization meeting on January 8th, and there, incumbents John Lyons and Barbara Berenato were both sworn in by the aforementioned Joe Girallo. Steve DiStefano, the newcomer, was sworn in by Atlantic County surrogate James Curcio, and Gemma Girallo, who was appointed to fill Ray Scipione's unexpired seat, was predictably and sweetly sworn in by her father, Joe Girallo. Mickey Palea made a motion for Lyons to serve another term as board president, which Luke Coy seconded, and Kelly Fallon nominated Coy to serve as vice president, which Palea seconded. Both motions were approved unanimously, with Kelly Donio abstaining from both. Will Donio was reappointed to serve as the board's solicitor, and the rest of the meeting was fairly boilerplate insofar as school board meetings go, and their next meeting will take place on February 12th.
Did they the same solicitor, same everything, nothing really exchanging?
Nothing changed, no. But
Solicitor
I mentioned
was
Will
unanimous?
because that was part of it was unanimous, but Kelly Donio did recuse herself just in case there was the perception, which she said there wasn't, but just in case it was some manner of conflict, she did recuse herself from that vote.
Okay.
But the rest of it was unanimous, and that was in the general resolutions. It wasn't addressed separately.
So much less pomp, much less fanfare at this meeting.
Yes.
That's a bummer. They have a bigger budget. You would think they'd be more exciting.
I don't know. You know what's interesting to me is Barbara Bernato you're talking about decades of experience, and now a former mayor and a current board member, and now heading up the 250th committee. Her influence in the town of Hammonton, you have to look at as an amazing run for the last nearly 3 decades or more.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I don't remember. Was Barbara on council before she ran her mayor, or was that her entry into public life?
I believe she was on council.
Yeah, she's been a person of influence for a very long time in Hammonton.
Yeah. And there's something to be said for that. So hats off to Barbara, first female mayor of Hammonton.
Mm-hmm.
I think only female mayor of Hammonton, to be fair.
Correct.
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah. And now she's on the school board. Like, she's very versatile.
Yep.
We'll see what
Versatile and
happens next.
influential for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot happening. A lot happening, which is good because we need it. Gabe, I think we need to be careful in the coming week driving on Route 54 because we're actually going to be doing some work on there in January.
Yes, there is work coming up, and an advisory has gone out. So everyone should know. Obviously, it's a major artery, one of the major arteries in Hammonton. And the heads up is this: the Route 54 reconstruction project will close Bellevue Avenue in both directions between Valley Avenue and Liberty Street from January 19th to January 23rd. Work hours are set from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, and a traffic detour will be in effect. Keep in mind that the schedule may change due to inclement weather. Expect delays and consider taking alternate routes, especially during busy travel times. Please be cautious in the area, and we appreciate your patience during this time. So that's from the New Jersey Department of Transportation, town of Hammonton. The work is going to be done there on a state highway, and it's definitely going to be a mess. Let's face it. I mean,
And it's only one block that they're shutting down, but it's just going to be rerouting that traffic either on Pleasant Street or on, I guess, maybe Peach.
Well, there's Fourth, there's Valley, there's but you're gonna have to
I'm thinking
reroute
about
traffic
the
both
roads that run
ways.
parallel.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a minor inconvenience for small vehicle traffic, but I don't know what trucks are going to do, tractor trailers. because those side streets, they're not really built for that kind of rerouting. So that'll be interesting to see.
I'm sure the police have a plan.
They may have to take them down to Egg Harbor Road off the Pike, 206 Pike, Egg Harbor Road back to 54.
Or
Depending on where they're
Fairview.
going. Yeah,
Yeah,
depending on
yeah,
where they're going. But
yeah. I
I,
think
I
last
agree
time
with
they
Joe.
rerouted Fairview, I think was the last time.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least it's getting done.
exactly, exactly.
And that's all that matters. And all of us can read the signs that'll be posted because we all get our glasses from Hammonton Family Eye Care.
That's right. They're the official eye care of the Oddcast. And you should see Hamilton Family Eye Care for routine and medical eye care for all ages, from glasses to contacts to eye exams and more. Visit Hamilton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South White Horse Pike in Hamilton. Call 609 567 7479 or go to HamiltonFamilyEyeCare.com.
Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Hamilton was in the news for the helicopter accident and as well as the passing of the owner of a local business, Joe.
Yeah. According to a January 8th release from the Camden County Prosecutor's Office, on December 27th of 25, the Prosecutor's Office and Stratford Police Department were notified of an assault that occurred 2 days earlier at a residence on the 100 block of Wright Avenue in Stratford that resulted in the death of Frank Vetrano, 72, of Buna, the owner of the Bellevue Bagel Cafe in Hammonton. According to the release, authorities determined that Vetrano had been struck in the head by his brother-in-law, John Myers, 69, of Port St. Lucie, Florida, during an argument on Christmas. The release said that Vetrano sought medical treatment the next day and succumbed to his injuries at Cooper University Hospital on December 27th. The coroner determined that the cause of death was blunt head trauma and the manner of death to be homicide. According to the release, Myers was charged with second-degree manslaughter on December 28th and was taken into custody in Philadelphia by U.S. Marshals on December 29th. He was remanded to Pennsylvania Correctional Facility pending extradition to New Jersey. Anyone with information is urged to call Detective Louis Sabaha Jr. of the Camden County Prosecutor's Office Homicide Unit at 856-225-8682 or Detective Tom Farrell of the Stratford Police Department at 856-783-8616. Tips can also be sent to Camden Tips.
Just a sad story all the way around. Frank was a really nice guy,
Yes.
had a lot of good conversations. The most negative thing I could say about him was that he was a Yankees fan.
Yeah, but in spite of that, and he loved his Yankees.
He did.
He built a really nice business there. He and his wife in the middle of town, has a big following, continues to remain open from what I can see. And our hearts go out to the family, of course, at this time because it's just a tragedy, really.
Yeah, it's horrible. I have no other
Yeah,
words
not
for it.
what an awful thing to happen at the holidays. In other sad news, John Ferreira, age 73, of Hammonton, died on Tuesday, December 30th. He was a lifelong Hammonton resident and he graduated from Hammonton High School in 1970. He followed in his father's footsteps as a butcher in the family business in Ferreira's Market. He was a fixture behind the deli counter at the store for more than 40 years, always talking to customers about sports and handing out slices of cheese to kids. Most of all, John was proud of the family's sausage recipe. When he was not working, John enjoyed sitting on his porch on East Pleasant Street and talking with those who walked by. He was an avid collector of antique bottles, baseball cards, and local postcards. And he was a die-hard Philadelphia Phillies fan. He is survived by his daughter Jamie, her husband Adam, their son Tucker, along with his siblings Anthony and Dorothy, his companion Lynn, and quote unquote his person, Linda Goff, who happens to be his ex wife. Relatives and friends attended his funeral services on January 9th at Marinella Funeral Home, and burial followed. I knew John for the last 28 years, and for me personally, John was a lot of fun, had a lot of great conversations. Over the deli counter, he gave me some tips and tricks on how to prepare foods and just always talked Philly sports or what's happening in town, so he will definitely be missed. And all arrangements, like I said, by the Marinella Funeral Home.
Yeah, I'll miss John. I think we had a lot of good conversations as well. And also, at one point, he offered me, and I did purchase from him a signed Ted Williams baseball. So, those of you who know me as a Red Sox fan know, and John sold it to me in the sense that he said, sold me on it as look at the stitching on this ball. You could tell it was signed at a certain time because the stitching changes. And John had just a certain way about him, and our conversations, like Gina's, mostly were held over a deli counter, but we enjoyed each other's time talking about the town, talking about baseball and other things. Again, it's sad to see these sort of icons of Hammonton leaving us so soon, and we'll miss John.
Agreed.
Thank you again to Marinella Funeral Home for taking care of John and his family during this difficult time, as they have done for decades.
That's right, Gina. And Marinella Funeral Home has been serving the community since 1962 and has been family owned and operated for 3 generations. Marinella Funeral Home provides individually designed burial, cremation, and pre planned funeral services to meet the needs of each family. Ask them about how pre planning provides true peace of mind to your family. Contact the Marinella Funeral Home located at 102 North 3rd Street in Hammonton at 609 561 1311.
Joe, it's not spring yet, but I could tell that some people are starting to plan out their spring outdoor work, and maybe they want a new fence. Who should they call?
For more than 40 years, Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri-state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Pardon me. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Contact Masterwire at 609 567 1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
Thanks, Joe. Gabe, what is happening with the library?
You mean the Camden County the library system?
It's with
Yeah.
Atlantic County now in Burlington.
Yes, that's big news, and let me give it to you. The Camden County Library System is proud to announce a new reciprocal borrowing agreement with Atlantic, Burlington, and Gloucester County Library Systems starting in January 2026. This new agreement invites Camden County Library card holders in good standing to sign up for a library card in neighboring counties at no cost. The reciprocal borrowing agreement offers cardholders a wider selection of materials and increased convenience while promoting the collective value of library systems across the state. And there's a quote here from Commissioner Jennifer Fleischer, liaison to the Camden County Library System. She said, libraries are the heart of our communities, and this partnership helps to strengthen libraries throughout our area. We're excited to offer this program to our residents, giving them access to thousands more books and resources at no additional cost.
I think the
So
more you
that's
have
a big shift.
I think the more access you have to more books is great. You know what I mean? And why
Mhm.
not?
Oh, 100%. And I get the feeling like, do they still have the interlibrary loan system? Because you used to be able to get books from the Atlantic County Library out of Camden through that. But I think this goes beyond that. I don't think it's just for the books. I think it's for all the services too, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so it's something we'll have to check out the next time we head into the library, or if we have to go over to the Camden system and maybe get our own library cards there. Why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
check it out like a book at the library. Go check it out.
Thanks, Gabe, and thanks for the pun. I'm glad the dad joke's not ending.
Oh, yeah. Season 2, they're still there.
So the Hammonton Police Department and the Hammonton Fire Department put out some statistics at the beginning of the year about their 2025 year in review. And here are some of the highlights. For the Hammonton Police Department, there were 23,282 calls for service, 610 arrests, 4,867 motor vehicle stops, 4,006 motor vehicle citations issued, 125 DWIs, 498 crashes, 213 domestic violence incidents, Burglaries, including motor vehicles, 38, which I thought was a little bit of a low number. I thought it would have been higher. 32 stolen motor vehicles, 371 assists to other agencies, 157 psychiatric calls, 9 critical incidents, and 4,027 property checks. I think that's a lot for our smaller department. We're not a huge department, but we have a big community. And congrats to them for putting this out there so early, letting us know. But yeah, I thought a couple of the numbers were a little bit lower than I thought. Burglaries were a little lower, including because of the number of motor vehicles. I thought there would be more. And the DWIs I thought was a little lower.
I believe that the DWIs have been lower this year than in previous years. Yeah.
And yeah, it's positive. And the number of stolen vehicles, though, that felt high. That number felt high, 32.
Yeah, I was surprised by that because you almost never hear of anybody having their car boosted. So, what do you mean there were 32 last year? That's news. Never heard that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It does happen, obviously. And again, great job with these statistics, Gina. And also, we have to commend our police department. They're busy. They're doing their work. They're out there protecting us and keeping us safe. And these statistics show that while Hammonton is a community that, of 15,000 people, there's a lot going on in the course of the year.
Let me go over to our friends at the fire department. They had 604 total calls in 2025, 156 false alarms, 156 rescue MVA EMS assist, 124 hazardous conditions, 112 fires, 15 good intent calls, not sure what that is, 35 service calls, 5 severe weather calls, and 1 special incident. And 38 of their total incidents were mutual aid assistance to a surrounding community. Again, and they're all volunteer, our Hammonton Fire Department.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, we commend them for, again, keeping us safe, protecting us and our property. And police and the fire, it's really interesting in the sense that you never know what's going to happen on any given day, even in Hammonton. We recently mentioned the helicopter crash, the 2 helicopters that ran into each other. But there's the everyday things that happen as well, that their police and fire are there for. You never know what the day is going to bring.
Nope. No, that's for sure.
I love that they put these information out so early in the year so you can really get a feel for how much work they had last year. They did not include in the fire department how many letters to Santa they answered, though.
Oh,
I guess
that should have been
this was the serious side of what they do, which is okay.
Follow up with the
Joe Lizza.
Yeah, or issue some manner of sternly worded letter for leaving out that important statistic.
Critical information.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think your carbon monoxide alarms go off. The police department comes out, they check it. There's just, the fire department comes out and checks it. There's a lot of little things that they do. The police should also put out how many pets they've helped rescue. They put those really cute photos. Did someone lose me? Like, I was found on the side of whatever, First Road, and they put the really adorable dog photo. You're like, oh, that's my dog. It's not. You just want to go take that dog. But like, there's also that other side of the service that they do.
I'm pretty sure that's got to violate several laws if you go and steal a dog from the police.
You're telling me that you see those photos, Joe, and you're not like, oh, I need to take that puppy home?
No, I'd like to hug the puppy, pet the puppy, but I'm not taking the puppy home because I couldn't do that. Suppose there's this little kid and, oh, where's Snuffles? And now I've got Snuffles because I'm the kind of person who steals a dog from a kid.
By way of the police department. That's
just blame the other Joe Berenato.
Yeah, defrauding the police in the meantime. Yeah, blame the other Joe Berenato. Yeah.
If you're going to get on the road or for your home, we know you need insurance, and Diversified Insurance is there for you.
Absolutely. And you should see Diversified Insurance for all your commercial and personal insurance needs. They are a value-added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609-567-7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
One of our friends was in town over the holidays, and she came in. We went to Bagliani's Market, picked up a standing rib roast to make our holiday dinner for us, and it was amazing, and we got that all at Bagliani's.
It was delicious. I have to say, I definitely benefited from Bagliani's amazing meat department. And at Bagliani's Market, they always say, we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Bagliani's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Bagliani's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609-561-0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
I'm not quite certain what a standing rib roast is. I will grant that it sounds delicious, but in my head, because I am heavily influenced, obviously, by cartoons and pop culture, I'm picturing that giant rack of ribs that was on the Flintstone Mobile. Is that what it
Similar.
was?
It's a prime rib
Similar.
with the bone in.
Okay, all right. So it
So
wasn't
similar.
like dino ribs, but close. Got it.
It was
Look,
delicious, and yeah, it was. Our friend really knows how to cook, and she taught me how to do it, and it came out amazing.
Excellent.
Like, our dog would not leave the stove. Like, Fenway was just standing by the stove for 3 hours.
for
Let me
sure.
in, which is fine. She did not get any. That's just this.
She tried.
She tried. We just don't feed her from the table. That's all.
Joe, we have a follow-up story to something you were talking about a couple of weeks ago about the penny.
Yeah.
And since we want to know, what is your 2 cents?
No.
I really thought you were going to say that you were going to offer a penny for my thoughts.
Make them anymore. I'd have to give you a nickel.
I don't think any of this makes a lot of sense.
This
Just
is
drop
our
the dime, Joe.
This is our second season, and like any sequel, everything has to be bigger, and I guess that means the puns. Yeah, we had talked before about how I had noticed that Walmart was rounding change and how that could really cost them. And along those lines, the New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs has issued an advisory applicable to cash transactions only in regards to the discontinuation of the penny. According to the advisory, a business may choose, but is not required, to implement a policy of rounding cash transactions up or down to the nearest nickel after applying applicable taxes in order to determine the amount of change owed to a customer. Now, this is provided, of course, that any such rounding policy must be disclosed clearly and conspicuously prior to the consumer incurring any charge for the goods or services that they purchased. And transactions where the total amount is under 5 cents need not be rounded down. The advisory emphasizes that implementation of a rounding policy for cash transactions is strictly voluntary, and the division has prepared a sample printable notice that businesses can display. Businesses may also create their own notices, but such must clearly and conspicuously describe their rounding policy up or down, when and why. Again, this advisory applies to cash transactions only. If you have questions, please contact the division online or by phone at 973-504-6200. And I would imagine there is going to be a bit of an uproar if any business tries to round down. Like if you owe me 17 cents in change and you only give me 15 cents, I think people are going to have a problem with that.
It stands to reason that they would. And I think the businesses have to figure this out now because of the penny being phased out. They're going to have to, and I think rounding up, it's probably going to cause you a lot less trouble.
Oh, yeah, because people will gladly take the 4 cents, but they will. You're going to take the 4 cents from me? I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah. Was there something smaller than the penny before that?
There was a hay penny at some point in the 1800s, but that was back when, like with a penny, you could buy a loaf of bread, a horse, and a house.
Yeah,
Right.
so I guess we're going to have to adjust our pricing system so that it's always on the 5 or the 0.
Yeah, and that's going to take a lot of interesting internal calculations to take tax into account also. It's possible it can be done. I think the UK did away with tuppence years ago, but I think they still have the 1p coin. But it can be done. It's just going to take a lot of math and calculations.
Hmm.
But if I lose 2 cents here, 3 cents, 2 cents there, 2 cents there, that 2 cents that adds up.
Oh, absolutely. Whether it's the consumer losing it or the business losing it,
Yeah.
100%. Because either one, depending on the rounding up or down policy, has the potential to lose up to 4 cents per cash transaction. So that can add up.
Let's talk about
Especially
other
if,
things. Okay, sorry, Gabe.
no, I was just going to say, especially if these larger businesses like Walmart, it adds up quickly.
Yeah, because you're talking about thousands and thousands of transactions per day.
Yep.
Or this is just part of the big conspiracy to get us to stop using cash.
Oh, good luck with that.
I know you're a cash man. I use cash a lot too.
Absolutely. It is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Cash is king.
Yeah, and it
Joe's
still
money
remains
is in his mattress, in case anybody's wondering.
well, it still remains accepted. So let's.
I mean,
But
maybe in my couch cushions when it falls out of my pocket, but it's not in my mattress.
you're just concerned, Gina, that they're phasing it out from the bottom up? Is that the deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
First
Oh, you don't
penny
want to pay with change. You're going to lose money on that if you paid by card. Blah blah blah.
could be.
Yeah. Like if I go out to dinner with my friends, I always pay cash, so we don't have to worry about putting 3 or 4 or 5 cards down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They look at me funny.
Well, we were warned 30 years ago in Sneakers with Robert Redford and Ben Kingsley that money doesn't matter. It's
Great
all little
movie.
ones and zeros.
Gad, use the line, Gabe.
It's all about the information,
Yeah.
and that's it. That was a remarkably prescient film.
Oh,
I
years
mean,
ahead
like
of its time.
really talk about ahead of your time. If you haven't seen Sneakers, see Sneakers. It holds up. Ben
Yeah.
Kingsley, Robert Redford, and a cast of an amazing group of people.
Is
Dan
it River
Aykroyd,
Phoenix?
River Phoenix, Sidney
uh,
Poitier.
Sidney
Yeah.
Poitier,
Poirier.
Dave Strathern. There's the list goes on and on. Mary
Who couldn't?
McCormack.
Yes, love
Mm-hmm.
her.
A lot of great actors. Saw Sneakers when I was in college, back in Boston, and
I
what
think
a
Gabe and
big
I think
deal.
Joe and I were still in elementary school.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but
Yikes.
but it was well received in Boston. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
We've watched it probably together, you and I, at least 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It remains one of my favorites. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. My voice is my passport.
Oh,
I
that
was
guy.
about to say
Me.
that. I was about to say that. How about
Very-
that? It's quite the line.
Yeah, it is.
And online dating, because that's how they got
he
met.
gets it.
Yeah, and online dating, how computers pick your perfect mate and so forth. Yeah, it was prophetic. It was
Yeah.
absolutely prophetic.
Yeah, it's such a great movie. Oh my god. Anyway, we digress. We digressed quite a bit there. But that's okay.
That's all right.
That's what we do.
Gabe, there might be some upset parents or even students in the coming weeks in school districts, not only in Hammonton but across the state. Or maybe not.
Yeah, it depends on what you consider the ban on cell phones from bell to bell, as they say, and the impact of that ban. Some people absolutely for it, some people absolutely against it, some people in between. Governor Phil Murphy visited Ramsey High School in Bergen County on January 8th to sign bipartisan legislation requiring all school districts in New Jersey to adopt policies restricting the use of cell phones and other internet enabled devices in K through 12 schools. Murphy first announced his intention to pursue phone free schools in New Jersey during his 2025 State of the State address. So Murphy said, with today's bill signing, we are ensuring New Jersey schools are a place of learning and engagement, not distracting screens that detract from academic performance. In schools across our state, from Ramsey to Woodbury, we have seen the positive impact of phone free policies, he said. I don't know what you guys think about this. It's interesting Some people question whether it's the safest thing to do, not having people have access to phones. Some people question the validity of whether or not it does make the impact it does. Other people say, look, it's become too big a distraction. So, what do you think?
I am of mixed minds about it. I think I would feel better about the policy if schools still had payphones. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but God forbid something happens, you need to make a call. You're not going to run down to the front office, but there were payphones. We had at least one payphone when I was in high school. Do I think it is a distraction? Absolutely. I can attest to that on the collegiate level. It is a distraction. I do know that there have been some educators who have found a way to incorporate cell phone usage into their lessons as they teach. Okay, you guys look this up. Now, if the kids have Chromebooks or if they have some other device, okay, fine. But it's a lot easier to text than it is to pass a note. So I can certainly see the benefits of passing this legislation and banning them. But I'm going to just sit on the sidelines and see how it plays out.
I think it's good for education that they're saying, look, no cell phones out. You know what I mean? But I think you have to make sure the kids are allowed to have the phones on them. There's kids who have diabetes, things like that. They need their phones for that purpose. So you're gonna have to really do some education to some teachers who maybe are not aware that those technologies exist for
Yeah.
alerts and things like that. Because I've read some horror stories where like teachers, like substitutes, come in, take the phone away from the kid. The kid's like, "It's my diabetes alarm is going off. I need to go to the nurse's office because I need insulin or whatever." So I think there's that concern, and that, hey, mom, I gotta stay after school because I have play practice or football practice went late, whatever it may be. And so older kids are definitely gonna need their phones to make those kind of adjustments to their parents because they can't be running down to the school office. So it's just gonna have to be there's got to be a plan. They need to keep them in their lockers. They need to keep them in their backpacks, out of sight, whatever it may be. But there's got to be some sort of guidance, and it's going to be that, and how they also are going to enforce it, how they're
That's
going to roll out that enforcement.
I'm sure that's the question on a lot of teachers and staff minds because the question is who becomes the enforcement agents in this? Is does that fall on the teacher? Who does it fall on? So that's I'm assuming that's been hashed out. I hope before
Well,
they've implemented this.
I would imagine that would fall to each district to implement their own policy. I'm teaching English, and little Susie suddenly decides to whip out her phone and text somebody. I'm the agent in charge at that point. Susie, give me the phone. You'll get it back at the end of the period or the end of the day. I would imagine. But something like that should be up to each district how they want to implement it, if they want to implement it. Because if that were up to the state, I think that would be too much of an overreach.
Right.
Fair. So we'll see what happens next. Who's always on your side is Demeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation.
Absolutely. Domiglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609 561 3597 or go to domiglioseptic.com for Domiglio Septic or call 609 561 4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the Domiglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Thanks, Joe. Gabe, Stockton takes Martin Luther King Jr. Day very seriously by having a day of service every year at all their locations. What's happening for 2026?
Yes, the Stockton University in Hammonton at Kramer Hall is going to be holding the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service on Monday, January 19th this year at 9 a.m. Basically, it's just that they're doing service. They're involved with different projects, and they have volunteers both from the students and the faculty side and staff side, and then they invite just the community to engage with the university, particularly at the Hamilton campus at Kramer Hall.
I think what they do for the Stockton Day of Service, the Martin Luther King Day of Service, is very valuable. I love to see people getting involved. We've covered it for years when we
Mm-hmm.
had the paper. I never participated, and lately I've not been in town on that day. They always do something cool.
Yeah, I don't believe I know I covered it for a number of years. I don't think I
Yeah.
ever participated, but they always got a lot of volunteers out for it, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, like the Historical Society is going to be there. You could hard copy. There's a digitizing hard copy family tree projects created by the local high school students. They're also developing an oral history name cross reference. Its project partner is the Historical Society of Hammonton. They're also making PB&J sandwiches for donation to the Hammonton Family Success Center. There's going to be Love Rock art painting. Volunteers will paint inspiring messages and imagery on rocks to spread positivity. I love that. I found some of those over the years. And there's going to be CPR and AED training for up to 10 people, and that'll be with the partner of the Galloway Township Ambulance Squad. And that's all happening right at Kramer Hall. Plus, there's stuff happening at the Galloway campus and the Atlantic City campus.
Yeah, that's a lot of great detail, Gina. And it's one thing, it's nice to see this service component come in and be attached to Martin Luther King Day, because I think it really does honor the legacy of Dr. King.
Plus, in Hamilton, you get to see Nick Zabrowski and Christina Birchler, so there's like a bonus for that too, in my
That's
opinion.
always a good
Always.
time. You can't run into the two of them without leaving with a smile on your face.
Yeah. So you feel better about yourself. So that's
Great
coming up
people.
this Monday. Joe, uproar over postmarks. What's happening?
There was a graphic that was released several weeks ago about what was purported to be a change to the USPS's procedure in how they postmark, and the United States Postal Service has created a webpage in response to that. According to the United States Postal Service, postmarks are generally applied by machines at their originating processing facilities, and they will continue to be applied at those facilities in the same manner and to the same extent as before. What has changed is that adjustments have been made to their transportation operations, which will result in some mail pieces not arriving at the processing facilities on the same day that they are mailed. So if you put something in the mail today, it may not get to, where is it, Belmar, I think, is our processing facility. It may not get there the same
Yes.
day. And according to USPS, this means that the date on the postmarks applied at processing facilities will not necessarily match the date on which the customer's mail piece was collected by a letter carrier or dropped off at a retail location. So just because you go into the post office and you put it in the box doesn't mean it's going to get stamped that day. However, customers, as always, can ensure that a postmark is applied to their mail piece and that the date of the postmark matches the date of mailing by visiting a postal service retail location and requesting a manual postmark at the retail counter when tendering their mail piece. So you go, you bring it to the counter, you wait in line and say, "Can you postmark this today?" And they will postmark it today free of charge, which you have always been able to do. And like those of us who are like, all right, my bill needs to be postmarked by the 23rd. You bring it to the post office and you get it postmarked for the 23rd, so you're covered. USPS also addressed the idea that postmarking has long been offered as a way of proving when mail was sent. According to them, postmarking is not and has not been a service that the post office has provided to the public for such purpose. The postmark has always fundamentally existed to perform functions, including cancellation of postage, internal to post service operations. However, they said, while a post date does not necessarily indicate the first day that they took possession of the mail piece, it does indicate that the Postal Service accepted custody of a mail piece, and that mail piece was in possession of the Postal Service on the identified date. That's an interesting distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Also,
sure.
Also note that the absence of a postmark doesn't necessarily imply that the post office didn't accept custody of a mail piece, because the Postal Service does not postmark all mail in the ordinary course of operations, and because occasional circumstances may arise where a legible postmark is not applied. They also addressed the perceived lack of public notice, saying that they engaged in discussions with customer groups, posted information on their website, and initiated a public notice and comment period in the Federal Register in August of 25, which concluded when the Postal Service published its final notice on this topic, including responses to the comments in November of 2025. Yeah, it seems like a lot of technicalities and a lot of very specific quotes. Just because we had it doesn't mean that we took custody of it. But you can avoid all of that, as you always have been able to do, by taking the important piece of mail or pieces of mail and handing them over the counter and getting them stamped on that day, as you've always been able to do. Because as we all know, just putting it in the mailbox today doesn't mean that it's going to get stamped today or even arrive at the post office in the next week to 10 days.
Yeah, and this is especially going to impact the way people pay bills
Pay
and things of
bills,
that nature.
vote if they're voting through the mail. Absolutely, It's going to affect that also. It's going to affect a lot of things.
I'm just going to say this. Denmark ended mail service at the end of last year.
After 400 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So letter delivery mails ended in 2025. Yeah. That's all I have to say, because I feel like that's where we're heading with this kind of stuff. And again, there goes our cash.
Yeah.
It's all tied together.
Yeah.
Give me a tinfoil hat, but it's all tied together.
Yeah, you know what? It's not a conspiracy theory if they're actually after you. I'm just
Now, who owns Greenland again?
No,
Denmark.
The Danes.
Let's just put it all together.
You ever feel like our simulator overlords are just running out of ideas?
Somewhat.
I feel like it's the mice from, oh my God. The answer to the world, what's the meaning of life 42? I feel like that's where we are.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it's the mice in charge.
I feel like the poor people that used to live in my city in SimCity 2000, where every now and again I would randomly throw Godzilla in there just because, to see what happens.
Yeah. You did that?
Oh, yeah. Why not? It was a computer simulation. So now it makes sense that our overlords are doing it to me.
I liked having nice roads and building things nice and neatly and just
that'll teach you.
Yeah,
that'll teach you. Now somehow that little program from way back when with SimCity grew into like ChatGPT and remembers it.
Let's hope they never saw how I played Grand Theft Auto, because I'm gonna need to go into hiding.
No, Civilization was my game. I loved Civilization.
I never played that. I was always a SimCity 2000 guy.
I played a lot of The Sims, did a lot of Sims, but Civilization was like love that, because you start from nothing. You start with just hunter-gatherer, and then you build up your world, and you get metropolises. It was great.
Yeah, I remember the game, but it took far more patience than I had.
Yeah, I only went as far as Sega Genesis, so you guys, good luck with all that.
Okay.
Oh, Gabe it is Commodore 64.
Oh,
Gabe,
no, never even had one of those.
What's happening with our Rocco's Townhouse community calendar?
I'm glad you asked. There's no winter slowdown around South Jersey. Just theater lights, live music, history, mystery, and even mini cows. Now, before I say here's what's coming up around the region, I want to say this about Rocco's Townhouse. Rocco's Townhouse prides themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat. Delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609-561-9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And now the Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar. Wine Eats and Artifacts, Thursday, January 15th at 6 p.m. at the Vineland Historical Society Museum, 108 South 7th Street in Vineland. Enjoy wine, food, and fascinating history with archaeologist and VHASM board member Alan Muniet. Learn about curiosities from the museum collection and bring your own mysterious objects to share. $10 for non-members, free for members. The Broadway Theater of Pittman presents Merrily We Roll Along from January 16th to February 8th, 2026. The Broadway Theater of Pittman. Stephen Sondheim's beloved and bittersweet musical takes the stage as part of the 2026 main stage season. Follow friendship, ambition, and time moving backward in this classic Broadway favorite. Tickets are $40 and include tax and service fees. The Blueberry Jam Sessions, a monthly open mic, are January 16th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Hammonton Arts Center, 10 South 2nd Street in Hammonton. Presented by the Art Club and Hammonton Arts Center, this monthly open mic welcomes musicians, poets, and performers of all kinds. Come to perform or just soak up the creative energy. Moulin Rouge Murder Mystery Dinner, Saturday, January 17th, 6 p.m. Scotland Run Golf Club, 2626 Fries Mill Road in Williamstown. Step into an evening of intrigue and elegance at this immersive murder mystery dinner. Costumes are encouraged as guests dine, mingle with performers, and help crack the case. From Broadway stages to Barnyard Buddies, history talks to murder mysteries, South Jersey has your calendar covered, and there's one other event coming up, Straight Shot Farm, Open Farm Sunday, January 18th, 25th, 1 to 4 p.m. This is at 222 South Odessa Avenue in Egg Harbor City. And you can snuggle with mini cows, meet goats, and more. Enjoy farm tours, photo ops, and concessions. $20 per person, kids under 4 or $15. No reservations needed. Just show up and enjoy. And that's the Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar, sponsored by Rocco's Townhouse. For more information, go online and you can find any more information that you might be seeking on any of these and many other events coming up.
I think it'd be fun to snuggle a mini cow.
I love cows. I think they're just so cute. And I think it's funny how that seems to be like a universal thing. Did you ever see the clip from maybe 5 years ago where Queen Elizabeth was somewhere and like cows started walking and you just hear her go, ooh, cows. Everybody loves cows.
I think
Right.
more of Twister. We've got cows.
You got cows. Yeah, when the cow flies through the air.
That's more how my mind goes.
Joe,
The
I
obsession.
noticed. Oh yeah, the obsession with cows. What were you gonna say?
Yeah,
Gina?
the Highland cow. People are obsessed with right now.
They're just adorable. You just want to hug them.
I think they're the roosters of the 2025, 2026.
You
Remember
know,
how
we're
roosters
talking.
were so popular? Everyone had to
Yeah,
decorate with roosters.
that was big.
Oh,
Now
yeah,
everyone's
but
decorating with mini cows, mini
yeah,
Highland.
but not too many people were hugging roosters. I don't think. I could be
Yeah,
wrong. I don't know what goes on in Appalachia,
Gabe
but
had
I
a
mean,
rooster.
I did have a
really,
rooster as a pet growing up. Long story, but the short story was, unfortunately, a
He had a
neighbor
rooster.
dog got at it, and I did. It was a white rooster with a big red comb, and we were not in a rural area. We were in the middle of town. But
yeah.
that's a true story. Speaking of birds, don't you have a bird on your shirt today? What do you got? What's your shirt today, Woodsy?
Give a hoot.
Little
Yeah.
callback.
Little callback, obscure callback, but a little callback.
Help Woodsy spread the word. I love it.
Give a hoot, don't pollute.
I'm a big fan. Let's stay on the pop culture theme. There's a lot going on, and we are not immune to it being Gen Xers. We are still cool-ish in a way. We have our own pop culture interests. It may be a little bit different than Gen Alpha, but we're still there.
Oh yeah, we are deeply entrenched, I think, to distract us from
The world.
The world.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Speaking of things, how was Stranger Things? You watched the last season. How was it? Were you
I did
happy with it?
I did watch the last season, and I am currently entrenched in a complete rewatch of the series. I'm up to about halfway through season 3.
That's commitment.
It's only like 8-9 episodes a season, and what else I got going on besides council meetings?
Boy,
Yeah. Okay.
Joe.
We're
Yeah,
talking
you're-
about 2 nights a month. So the rest of the time it's binge watching something. But I was happy with the finale. I thought, for my mind, they tied up everything that they needed to tie up. I thought it was very well done. I'm not going to go into specifics because I know there are some people out there who still haven't watched it who want to. But I thought it was very well done. I thought it was hysterical that there was a large coterie of people on the internet who were convinced that was all like a fade. It was a dodge. It wasn't a real finale. That was what Vecna wanted us to think was the finale, and that the real finale was going to come out on January 7th. Spoiler alert, that did not happen. The actual finale was the actual finale. But good Lord. I mean, like, people like just that's what fan fiction is for. If you didn't write it, go get your journal and write down what really happened to Steve
That's right.
Harvey. Give him,
That
like,
show is a legitimate phenomenon. People
yeah,
have really, you talk about buying into a show. That show, people bought in.
and it's great. It's been one of my favorites since it premiered. Top to bottom, I think it's smart. And it occurred to me while I was doing the rewatch that the things that I like to rewatch and the things that interest me, Stranger Things, Star Trek, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, West Wing, at their core, what draws me to them is the bonds of friendship that exist within them. We wouldn't care about West Wing if there wasn't such a bond of friendship between all the people in that. We would have lost interest very quickly in the particulars of politics and procedures. You watch Star Trek as it goes on, and the bond between Kirk and Spock and McCoy, it's palpable. And Stranger Things, at its core, is friends taking care of friends. And I think that's at least what draws me so much to it, with the backdrop of 80s fantasy sci fi.
Did you
Right.
see, speaking of nerd things, did you see
Reductive, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
that
for sure.
number 2 and another guy from Star Trek Next Generation have a podcast?
Oh, you mean Jonathan Frakes and Brent Spiner?
Yeah.
Yes. Number one, not
Oh, he's
number
number 1.
two.
Yeah, there is no
Number
number
two was Robert Wagner in
in
Hours.
But was it
Right.
would Captain Picard be number 1?
No,
the
number one is for
captain
first officer.
First officer. The captain
Yeah.
is the captain.
Whatever. You know what I meant, though.
Wow. Wow. Hey, look, I didn't watch an
It
episode of Stranger Things either, so we all have our strengths.
came
Yeah.
up on my TikTok feed. I'm like, oh, I know those people. They're from Star Trek.
At least he got that right. But yeah, Brent Spiner,
It's
who played
number-
John Adams. You saw him on Broadway.
That's right. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Number 2 gives it a whole different connotation.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move over to the pit.
And I guess we're not having them on our podcast after that. So thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Frakes. Sorry, Mr. Spiner. Blame Gina, wherever she is on the screen right now.
Let's move over to the pit with Noah Wiley, a show that I have not watched, but have seen so many positive reviews of. Oh man, I really need to go watch this. But I just don't know that I could do another medical drama right now.
I hear it's good.
I know. Everyone said it's so realistic. It's like accurate.
I've seen clips of it. The clips I've watched, I have enjoyed. I'm with you. I don't know if I'm really up for another medical drama at the moment. I enjoyed House because of the puzzles. I enjoyed Chicago Hope. I never really got into ER. Like St. Elsewhere. Yeah, loved Scrubs. But
again, that's a friendship show.
Yeah. Like MASH.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Medical show, but not really a medical show.
I watched the first few seasons of ER. My mom watched it all the way. I have never watched an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I used to enjoy that. I watched maybe the first 10 years. Was it on season 48 now?
Something like that, yeah.
Like Meredith's grandchild is
it's up there.
Chief resident, something. Yeah. More power to him for being on the air for that long. But I enjoyed the first maybe 5-10 years of it. But even that, I'm like, I've had enough.
So what are you currently obsessed with, or what are you watching? So you're rewatching Stranger Things, Joe. I am rewatching Great British Baking episodes, Great British Bake Off or a show, whatever it's called. I found them on the Roku channel, so I stream them on my iPad.
Okay. All right.
So I could watch like the original, because Netflix only they switch channels. So I'm watching the original series now, and I'm on season 4 or 3. And since October, I watched the new season, all the ones on Netflix again. And now I'm on the new season, like the old seasons on the Roku channel. So I'm on season 3 or 4.
Okay. All right.
There's only 10 episodes a season. They're great. But I put them on while I'm cooking. That's what I've been watching. How about you, Gabe? Anything your pop culture mind has been?
Not really. I haven't had the bandwidth lately, but I'll say I hear good things about the pit. I hear good things about a lot of these great pop culture things. It's just sometimes for me, I just don't know how the time to invest in it. But it's worthwhile. I used to watch. I feel sometimes that I front end loaded my pop culture stuff when I was a kid and a teenager and in college, and even like maybe my 20s, and then it just dropped off. I don't know why, but I used to watch a lot more television than I do now, for sure.
Yeah. I'm also looking forward to the premiere of Starfleet Academy, which I believe is this Thursday on Paramount
Nerds
Plus.
unite.
The latest Star Trek show. This one is going to have Holly Hunter, Paul Giamatti, Robert Picardo is back as the Doctor. It's got a good
From
cast.
Voyager. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a good cast, and I like Paul Giamatti in just about everything he does.
Oh,
So,
you can't go wrong with Paul Giamatti.
no,
No. And who's he playing in this?
the villain.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
the villain. We know, or at least I know nothing about his background. I believe Holly Hunter is the head of Starfleet Academy. So we'll see what it's about. It takes place, I think, in the 29th century, 31st. It's a long time in the future. So I'm looking forward to it, even though I have in the past on this podcast rallied against the continuation of franchises for more than 50 years because clearly Hollywood is out of ideas. I'm still going to watch it as long as they make it.
Yeah.
I'm a
So it's
hypocrite.
somewhat hypocritical. A little bit.
I'll own that. Yeah.
It's like when I see Mark Hamill on an interview from Star Wars, I have to watch it. If he's being interviewed somewhere, I have to watch it because I just want to see him do a Harrison Ford impression
Oh,
or
he's
tell
so
some
good at them.
or he
He is
tells some
great at that.
story
He is
and
great
like
at that.
again, 1977, it's been what 48, 49 years. The franchise is almost 50 years old. I will always watch something with Star Wars. So you have Star Trek, I'll have Star Wars.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Joe and Gabe, you guys have nice mugs today. They're fancy. Can people buy those?
People can absolutely buy those. We have them and many other things available. Many other things. Like, you want mugs? Absolutely. We also have tumblers. We have magnets, hats, as always. We have t shirts, several designs. And we also, in case you were unaware, have 3 new designs for the winter. We have a classic crewneck sweatshirt, a pullover hoodie, and a zip up hoodie. And I always prefer zip up hoodies personally. And you can find all of that at jersey-oddcast.printify.me.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. This is the time of the show where we go and we talk about the odd poll and what we think is the most important thing. We need to have a poll, take the pulse of the community and our team as well. So here's the question: cell phones in schools, what's your take? Ban them completely, only during class, teach kids responsibly, or D, good luck enforcing that? And I will go first. Good luck enforcing that, and they should be banned during class. I'm going to say B and D. Gabe?
I'll say B. I think they should be banned during class. I think you can enforce it. It's just going to be, we enforce all sorts of other rules at the schools. So it's just another thing to enforce. But I think it's important to take away the distraction.
Yeah, I'll agree
Joseph?
with that. I think it'd be, if, as long as the school has a policy about it, you can enforce it. You can enforce any policy. And if you're not sure whether or not a student is using a cell phone, no one looks at their lap and smiles that much. They're texting. That's what they're doing. They're doing something. So
Right.
you can enforce that. Absolutely, I agree during class. I think they'd be okay during lunch. I don't see how that would cause a distraction one way or the other, unless you're worried about online bullying, because that can take place during lunch. And I had a conversation 2 weeks ago with a classmate of mine about bullying and how different it is these days. Because when I was in school, I was the short, fat, smart kid with bad hair and thick glasses.
You
And
have thick glasses? Shocking.
I'm going to show you, because I have the difference here between the glasses that I got from Doc Streitfeld and the ones that I got from Hammonton Family Eye. And if you can see the difference, these are my old ones,
Wow. Oh my gosh.
and these are the new ones, which are still thick, but they're just a tad thinner. They're like half the thickness. So yeah, I used to get bullied a lot, but you know what? When I went home, it was done. It didn't follow me home. These kids now, it follows them on social media, and you wake up at 11 o'clock at night with someone bullying you. So I get that. And so maybe not having phones during lunch to try and cut down on that also, because it weighs on you and it's worse than it used to be. Bell to bell, I'm all for that. And you can absolutely enforce that. The school just needs to implement a policy that will back you up and support you in that enforcement.
These are all good points. Oddballs, let us know what you think in the comments. When it's time like this, we're in the house more, we're like, oh, do we need that? There's a philosophy that says you should take one item out on the first day, get rid of it. Second day, you take out 2 items. And by a month, on the last day of the month, you're taking out like 30 items. You could always speed that up by calling a company like United Roll-Off, or if your business needs regular dumpster service, call them again for that. Gabe, tell us a little bit more about our sponsors, United Roll-Off.
Looking for fast, reliable dumpster service? Call United Roll-Off Service and Recycling LLC. Family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll-Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste. With 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltsey's Mill Road, Hammonton, or call 609 561 8287 to get started today. United Roll Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
And now it's time for the Oddcast OddFact, which you know I love. So this week, we're going a little dark. New Jersey just isn't the Garden State. It's also the After Dark State. On Saturday, February 28th, 2026, from 5 to 11 p.m., the shadows officially take over at Dark Side After Dark Night Market at the New Jersey Convention Center in Edison. Born from the legendary Trenton Park punk rock flea market, the birthplace of the nationwide DIY flea movement, this sinister night market proves that New Jersey has always had a thriving underground scene. We just prefer it after sunset. Expect vendors selling taxidermy, preserved specimens, occult curiosities, dark handmade art, and vintage medical tools. And it's not just shopping, live suspension, sideshow performances, tattooing, burlesque, tarot readings, workshops, and live music turn the whole night into a full sensory descent into the strange and macabre. In short, if you ever thought, I wish this flea market were creepier, congratulations, New Jersey delivering on that for you. And that's your Oddcast Odd Fact for the week.
That sounds odd, for sure.
Yeah, not something I would really expect in February, which this makes it a little unusual to me. I wish it
Makes it
weren't.
odd.
Yeah, I wish it weren't up in Edison because that sounds like something I would like to attend, but I don't even know where Edison is. Just
It's
up.
about an hour north here. They've got a really good deli place to go have a good sandwich. Harold's famous.
Yep.
And I think that's the odd fact for the week. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the corned beef?
Oh, it's phenomenal. And they have a pickle bar. If it's still in business, I have no idea. I haven't been there in years, but it was amazing.
Fair enough.
I think it's still there.
Joe, is there any of that evil white stuff in our future?
Oh, there absolutely may be.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But since you asked, I guess it's time for the Oddcast forecast according to the app on my smartphone and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609 561 3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season. And the short answer is keep an eye out. Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 53 and a low of 37 with rain in the evening. And Thursday, we're looking at a high of 41 and a low of 20. And right now, there's the possibility of snow Thursday into Friday. Right now, they're calling for 1 to 3. That could be a quarter inch, it could be 3 feet, but we're looking at it. And if we do get it Thursday night, it's not going to go away the next day because Friday, we're looking only at a high of 31 and a low of 23. So if we do get snow on Thursday, we're looking at temperatures that do not crack the freezing point on Friday.
Ugh.
So, yeah.
Not fun. Well, thank you everyone for joining us again for Season 2, Episode 1 of the Jersey Oddcast. You can find us online at jerseyoddcast.com. On that page, you'll find links to all of our streaming sites, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. You can always call us at 609-444-6178 or shoot us an email at jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. We'll be back with more chaos, commentary, and community next week because someone's got to do it. Have a great one. Bye.